Relationship Series Part 7, y'all. This is your boy, The Show Off, and I'm back at it one more time. Just had a post that I posted on Facebook, and I wanted to do my due diligence and explain to y'all, those of you who are on my Facebook that have seen the post, or if you're just catching this post right here on my YouTube, I just wanted to explain to y'all what that post meant. The post is, you can't, if you don't include a person in your life, then you can't expect that person to stay in your life. And it's pretty, as simple as it should be. It might not be that simple to some people, so I just wanted to break it down. Like, we live our lives and we get into relationships and stuff, and the word that I use a lot is content. We become content and stagnant in those relationships, to the point that we believe, no matter what, someone is going to be there, or that person is going to be there, and if not, fuck them. It's hard to tell the quality of person that you got if you're not giving them quality, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we can fool ourselves into believing that we're doing more than what we're actually doing. So now a lot of times we do fool ourselves into thinking that we're doing more than we're actually doing. And then a lot of times sometimes there are people who don't recognize when you are doing a lot, and they're not giving you that same effort in return. So you have to be able to decipher between those two scenarios or whatnot. Basically, a lot of times, though, on that post, what actually ends up happening is we start to put everything in front of our relationship. We don't have fun in our relationship. We don't spend time in our relationship. We don't talk about our relationships, and we don't talk about how to fix things in our relationships, because that the other one or the other or both are not there. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lack of happiness in the relationship because things are going bad, things are going worse, and your minds are separating, your goals are separating, and your lives are separating. So what I mean by, like, this goes hand in hand with one of my last posts on here, occupying your spouse or your loved one or your partner with yourself, spending time with that person and being with that person. A lot of times, especially when we in the first stages, when we get to know somebody or whatever, and don't know why, a guy is or a woman is seeing, multiple people after the fact. A lot of times it's because you're not including that person in your life. You know what I'm saying? You're not making an effort to show that person that you want them in your life on a regular basis. I've always felt like if someone is interested in you, they're going to talk to you every single day. Even if it's for 10, 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have a need to hear your voice and say, okay, I got a few minutes. Let me call this person, and let me call him or her, and let me at least touch bases with them, let them know I'm thinking about them. A lot of people think that you can build something off text messages, and I just don't believe that to be the case. I don't think there's enough emotion in text messaging. I don't think there's enough, and it's sad because, a lot of people have their relationship through text messaging. I've seen couples that sit in the same house text messaging each other. They're in different rooms rather than talking to each other. And it becomes stale, and their relationship becomes stale, and dry, because there's no real conversation, there's no real communication in the relationship. So it becomes one of those things that people, conversation and communication becomes one of those things that people take for granted. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, like I feel like, you know, you can't even really just include someone in your life by a conversation on text message. You know what I'm saying? That's not including somebody in life. I think you actually have to hear that person and talk to that person. For a person that's emotional and a person who's passionate, that's their hooks, and they can't do that by text message. So a lot of times, the thing about it is, a lot of times these women, like a lot of times you hear women complaining about why men don't do right and this, that, and the third, because the good men, the best parts of them is their emotions and their passion, and they're not able to get that across because you spend the majority of your time text messaging, barely communicating person to person, barely seeing each other, barely, you know, doing things together. So you miss the best parts of those good people. I think that's the best way for me to sum up this whole post is, you know what I'm saying, like you have to put the effort in, put real effort in, not just text messaging and you know, barely communicating person to person. You have to put real effort in to make these relationships work. So with that being said, I'm gonna call this a day, call this a video. I might shoot another one a little bit later on, but I got a little bit I want to talk about on the NBA. But everybody have a good Sunday, and God bless y'all. Show off.